Welcome everybody. Welcome to PAX. We are learning Pax Transhumanity tonight. So tonight we have 4 players, including myself. This is BotBot, and we have a new player who's never played Pax Transhumanity before, and we are going to teach it tonight. And then you'll see a full playthrough. So that's what we got on deck. Let's switch to the live scene. And that is the table, as if it was some kind of big reveal, like we had fans clamoring at the door waiting to see what the table looked like. So this is the table.
Very popular game.
Yeah. So tonight on the show we have newcomer. Actually, we have 2 newcomers to the stream. Well, actually, Luke, you're not a newcomer, but we have Luke, who will be sitting in the black player position. And then we have Grolax, who's a new... I think this is your first time on the stream. Everybody. Yeah, but you were in the Root tournament, the Root Discord tournament, or the Woodland Warriors Winter tournament. So you played in
that too.
Played in that, so we did that together. And then Badger,
hello,
still here, still playing the PAX. Our biggest PAX fan for sure. So
I haven't been run off yet. So.
Well, it's great having you, as we can count on you every week to come and play these wild PAX games. So I'm happy to be able to do that. Cool. So, so we'll jump right in. So kind of just to talk a little bit about the theme of the game, like the backstory of the game. So the whole idea with PAX Transhumanity is that this idea of the future that represents a lot of ideas that we can essentially kind of get to the human progress. I don't know if I'm saying that very well, but essentially what all these cards represent are all the types of ideas that might be researched and brought into the mainstream as things that people will support, things that people will be able to technologically support, and even socially support, and things might become, controversial, things like that. So there's all types of ideas, and that's what each of these cards represents. And what we are ultimately after, everything in this game comes down to this area right over here, which is display, or what they call human progress. So everything that we do is in service of getting these idea cards into this human progress display that will kind of determine not only the end game conditions, but it will also determine what type of new technologies can be researched and so on. So I think that's a great place to start, is that everything that you do is trying to get certain types of cards into display. And we will get into a little bit of the victory conditions. I don't want to overwhelm you very early, because I'll point you to where the end game conditions are. But as we look at the colors that are represented in the display from human progress, that determines the end game condition, which is right over here. There are essentially 4 different ways that the game could end based on the types of cards or the colors of the cards that are in the display, in the bottom of the display. Really, the bottom 3 cards are the most important. But we won't get into the end game yet, because that's a little bit too much to digest before you even know what you're doing. And anybody feel free to kick in and either ask questions or correct me if I say anything wrong. Okay. For sure. So working backwards from the display, what you're trying to essentially do is commercialize these ideas that are out in the market. There's 4 different spheres. There's basically 4 different unique markets. There's the first world here. There's the developing world. There's the cloud, and then there's space. So probably not too hard to figure out that they're progressively more advanced in terms of kind of the sphere that they represent. It doesn't necessarily mean that more or less advanced technologies are represented in the markets, because honestly they're all randomized and there's not different like tiers or categories. So all cards could end up in any sphere. But each of these ideas have 2 colors on either side, and those 2 colors represent represent the disciplines that you need in order to commercialize it. Commercializing it essentially takes it out of the market. We turn it on its side. We put it in display. Boom. That's a commercialized card, or that's the result of a commercialized card.
Okay.
And so that's going to impact the colors that are in display. In order to commercialize a card, you need three things. You need maker work. Maker work is represented by anything on the right side of the board under the hand. So that maker, doer, if you will. And then it also needs to be viable. We'll talk a little bit more about viability here in a little bit. But viability basically means that you have to have access to an orange technology and a yellow technology in order for this to be viable. There's a couple of different ways that it's viable, but for now, we'll just cover it at that level of depth. And then you also have to have it syndicated. Syndication just basically means that one of your cubes is sitting on top of it, like that. What it represents is kind of that you own the idea, but in terms of like mechanics, syndication is really easy. You pay the market cost based on where the card sits in the market, and then you put a cube on it. That's pretty easy. So just to review, when you're commercializing, it needs to be viable. It also needs to be performed via maker work, and then it needs to be syndicated. So I think once you know those three things, like that's kind of the heart of everything that you're doing. There's all kinds of other actions, and I will direct you to the right side of the table where we have all of the actions kind of in step-by-step process. They're also on your player board, but we'll go through each one of them because essentially these are the actions that really help you manipulate the market in order to syndicate, commercialize, and gain viability. So the first thing we'll talk about is the first action on your player board, which is Fundraiser. So Fundraiser, basically, that's how you pay for stuff that you're doing. So everything whenever you're fundraising, basically what you do, and I'll use Black's board here as an example, is that you can pull any cubes from out in the market, whether they be out on one of these boards or out on a card. Basically pull them back. The exception being, if you've maybe noticed that there are these black boxes on the edges.
Yes.
There's also white boxes on the edges as well. If they're sitting on one of those boxes, we'll talk about what they mean, why they would be there later. But those are the cubes that are off limits in the market. The other exception being those same boxes if they're in display. Any cube in display cannot be pulled out via an action. There are some impacts that can get them out, but for the most part, you actually want cubes in the display because they do represent points under some victory conditions. So anyway, I veered off the path, but when we fundraise, we pull any money, we pull any cubes back to our wealth box. Anything that comes back to your board always goes to wealth. And then the first thing that you do is it's called collateral, but that basically means you match one cube in capital to one cube in debt and bring them into wealth, and then everything moves up. So when you spend money, you always spend from the top box. That's $1, $2, $3, and you have to spend everything that's in capital. Once everything is down here, moving it from wealth to debt also is $1. But it's more difficult to get your money, to get your finances out of the debt box. So like you want to be careful about going too much into debt, but just you're going to do fundraising a lot. Like that's one of the key actions that you're going to do almost every turn, I would think, between your two actions. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to know exactly how that works yet. It'll become really easy really quickly. Syndicate, super easy. You pick a card that you think that you want to syndicate. We'll talk about why you would want to syndicate one later. And then you basically spend the money. So let's just say we've got all this money up here. So I want to syndicate this card. Actually, I'm going to syndicate this card. It's in the 1 slot. So I spend 1 and then I pull a cube off of my board and I just place it on there. Syndication means that I basically own this card, or at least I've reserved this card. Most importantly, I get the ability that's written on the or typed on the card in addition. So as long as I have this in the market and syndicated, I have that ability to research a tipping point. The game ends with tipping point scoring, which probably doesn't mean anything to you yet. Syndication has a couple of different effects in addition to what we just talked about. So like if we use this card as an example, so there's these 2 white cubes. I am required to pull cubes off of my board and put them on the card. So it kind of eats up my cubes. Those white boxes represent essentially, I guess, what I would call public protest.
Interesting.
Yeah, problem you need to solve right now.
Yeah.
And when they go in display, they become future shock. It's future problem to try to handle.
Yeah.
Basically.
More importantly for you, they clog up your economy because it pulls cubes out of your economy. We'll get to the action that allows you to pull those off in a little bit, but the black cubes are optional, meaning if I were to syndicate this card, I have the option of covering that black box if I want to. Sometimes it prevents bad things from happening.
Interesting.
Next is Commercialize. I don't know.
Maybe just to say that the cost is double if somebody else syndicate the card.
Yeah,
like,
you can. Yeah, if somebody has a card syndicated, I can syndicate it, but it costs double the spot that it is in the market.
Okay.
We kind of talked about Commercialize. We'll go more procedural later. I don't want to really get into that. Hiring. So the way that hiring works is that you pay $3. So I'll take these 3 cubes, move them down, and then you install a cube in one of these spots. There's 2 types of work. There's thinker work. There's maker work. Thinkers are for research, and makers are for commercialization. That's the only reason that distinction is made. Because if you're doing research, you have to what's the word? Expend? You have to expend thinker work. And if you are commercializing, you have to expend maker work. Pretty simple. We'll talk about the small stuff later. Research is important. You'll have to do a lot of that. So the way that research works is the cost is equal to the number of uncovered red signs on the market that you're looking to do research. So let's say I had already installed this worker here. Now there's this new idea that we have to introduce called what is it? Somebody help me out.
Subsidize.
Yeah.
It's very economical term for everything. It's kind of hard for that.
So if this work is subsidized,
paying for your work.
Yeah. So if this work is subsidized, then it costs me 2 to research it. 1, 2. Whoops. 1, 2. And we'll talk about cost later, but basically what research does is it takes the bottom card in that market and it gives you 2 options to either take it into your think tank, which is below your board. I can't get it out of my hand. Or assuming that you didn't use a utility, which is one of these boxes here, you can actually convert it into a patent, an orange patent and a blue patent. So you would just move cubes from your board onto the patent board here, like that.
Okay.
Or if you just wanted an orange one, or if you
Yep.
just wanted a blue one, you have your option of either or both. And then
if
it
you don't
gets
want to do
discarded.
anything, you can just do nothing. And
Yeah.
Throw it away. if
Which-
you don't like that card and want to get rid of it.
But there's, I mean, yeah, and you could do that. Like if you wanted to get rid of it badly, if you wanted to just
Yes.
move it, you can import it, and which is one of the lesser known actions that are available. There's a lot of really interesting ways to use it. It is the simplest action in the game. You take a card from somewhere, doesn't cost you anything, and you put it somewhere else in any empty spot. So like I can move it there, I can move it here, I can move it there. As long as there's an empty spot, it doesn't matter if there's gaps or anything like that. You just move it to where you want it, and it costs an action, but it doesn't cost any money to do that.
The important restriction on import, though, is if anybody has a cube on the card, you can't. If somebody else has a cube on the card, you can't move it. If I
Okay.
have a cube on the card, I can move it. But
Interesting.
if I have a if this is the situation, nobody can move it.
Yeah, and
So-
that's interesting because syndication is now it's locked down the card. So
Yeah.
you can.
yes.
It's very important.
That going back to research too. If I have a cube on this
Oh,
card
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
and you and Blue researches it, it can no longer be taken into the Blue think tank. It's got to be just turned into patents.
Okay.
So
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's another feature of syndication is that
Mm.
if just one person syndicates it, they can sort of do what they want with that card until someone else syndicates it. You can research it into your think tank, you can move it around, but as soon as somebody else syndicates it, all that sort of flexibility is gone.
Okay.
And I think was that base. Well, actually, there was one we talked about it, but we didn't really cover it, which is placate heat, which is basically removing one of your cubes from any one of these black or white boxes on the sides of the cards. It basically just
Okay.
gets it back into your economy.
Yeah.
But that's
But
basically the
only
last
if it's
action.
a card that's in only if it's a card that's in the market.
Yeah, in the
If there's
display.
a card that's in the display and it has a cube on it, placate heat doesn't matter.
Okay.
So that's kind of those are the actions. I think the next thing I want to look at is the concept of why to commercialize or why to commercialize specific cards, and sort of like Pax Premier. I'll use that as a reference since you know that game. There's impact icons on every card you can see along the left-hand side.
Yeah, I see
So
that.
when you commercialize, those are going to happen, and I mean, what you're essentially trying to do is you're trying to get the ones that benefit your end of game scoring the most. So these colored circles represent companies. Like, so for instance, this one's a company in the cloud sphere on the thinker side. That's not as important as the fact that if you're after blue companies, then that's a good card for you. There is a little visual guide over here that tells you what each of the impact icons do. I don't want to go through all of those and explain each one of them. I think it's always better to just sort of like start playing and kind of talk you through the thinking process about what might make sense for you. And plus we'll talk through what we're doing as well. I don't want to teach you every rule before we start playing. That's excruciating. So the impact icons happen, and then yeah, there is one other thing I want to talk about, and that is these cards over here. There are now, if you're playing the physical copy of the game, that's basically 3 cards with double-sided, but there's 6 different states that the what's called the dominant sphere represents. So there's globalization, there's dominant sphere is blue, dominant sphere green, yellow, orange, and then there's paradigm shift. Basically, each of those are determined by the bottom 3 cards in the display. So it always starts off in globalization, and each one of those different states has a different ability or a bonus. So all work in developing world is subsidized. So anything research or commercialization that you do in under the developing world is automatically subsidized, which means it's basically half cost, if you will. And then that also will tell you on the card what the end game condition is in that sphere. So in this case, each problem or company in your hidden sphere equals 1 victory point if we end the game in globalization, which is a great time to talk about how the game ends. There is 20.
Did you talk about the hidden sphere first, maybe?
We haven't talked about that yet. We will do that. But basically, this deck of 27 cards is basically all we have in the game. So it actually isn't. It isn't a long game at all. But there are these cards that come out called tipping point cards, and essentially, if you commercialize them, that ends the game. And the way that it ends the game is dependent on which bottom 3 cards or which cards are in the bottom of the splay. For the most part, if one of the regimes, which one of the colors is the end, then basically the main way, there's really 3 ways that you score points. You score points for having companies in the dominant sphere, so it could be yellow, green, blue, or orange, and problem chits. So these little chits up here represent problems that you'll solve that are on impact icons. So when I commercialize this card, I get 1 of 2 problems that will count toward my scoring. They only count if they are the dominant sphere or in your hidden sphere, which are the 2 cards in your hand. You're going to pick one, and you're going to pick 1 color from those 2 cards. But
Okay.
it's not terribly important which one you choose, but it kind of helps inform you like which cards you want to go after. So if orange is in your hidden sphere, then you want to find cards that have orange companies and orange problem chits. I want to talk a little bit about patents, actually. So as patents accumulate, they also help finance some of the stuff that you're doing later in the game. So for instance, for every card that's in the splay that matches the color of the patent, each patent of that color is worth that many dollars. So you can actually spend it. Anytime you spend money, you can spend a patent for its dollar value. So as that splay gets longer, those patents get more valuable, so you can do more expensive things, which helps your financial efficiency. So I think what we'll do next is pick your hidden sphere, and then I think anything else that that we would do, like we'll just, like I said, we'll talk you through it, and you'll get it. You should be able to catch on.
Okay, so I'm just picking one of these, and I'm picking one of the colors.
Yeah, you're picking one side of one of the cards.
And how do I show that I'm picking that one side? Like, how do I? Is it?
Flip it and turn it. Like, can you imagine the card how it is, or let's say my top with my card, the top is the right side.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have mine this edge right here along the edge of my board is my hidden sphere color.
Okay.
And then I'll discard the other.
What makes you choose one to another? Is it like just colors based on the market? Is it
basically I looked at the presence between the 3 colors that were available to me. I looked at the presence that had the most representation in the impact icons. So, I mean, I don't care telling you that I picked green because there's green, 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 green here. So it seemed like a good place to start.
Okay.
And then the order that we take our turn is blue, black, pink, red.
I have mine set so that when I flip it at the end of the game, the card.
Where do I discard this to?
Oh, it is.
It actually goes into the starting deck.
What?
Yeah. You don't actually
Uh,
discard it and put it back in the starting deck.
Oh, I see.
I
what you
don't
say.
think
that-
so.
so that
In
nobody
the
has to
rules,
see
you
it.
take it to the deck you don't use. Actually,
Yeah, that's the starting deck. This one. That's
Yeah,
the cards that
not
aren't
the
yeah,
draw
used.
that's it.
deck,
Okay,
not the
okay,
draw deck. This
that's it.
up here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this one.
Um,
Draw deck is set so that. Yeah.
that's it.
Oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
you don't have to discard it because then everybody would see what you didn't pick, which might give them a guess as to what you did pick.
That makes sense.
You know, but
and then
it doesn't really matter.
these
Or you mess people up because you picked
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did
it-
the one.
but
That was
this-
Mm,
these
play hit mind games with them.
these discs are companies that you'll hopefully be placing out. That is one victory condition, is that when you are to place your 5th company, because that's why you only have 4 discs. So when you were to place your 5th company, you automatically win by a tycoon, is what's the what it's called.
Oh.
So that's another way to win without messing with display.
I think it's important to tell everybody that if you get a company, say a blue one.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Buys
Yeah.
this card, you get a blue one, and you put a company up here on whichever side that is. I can't tell because I'm zoomed out. If you have a company as a free action, not counting against your 2 actions in a turn, you can always hire one of your employees into that company. It still costs you $3. It's not free that way, but you can do that as a free action. And the best part about it is if you do work from a company, that work is subsidized. So this would cost
it's huge in that game. Like the
Yeah.
action economy is
Yes.
huge.
yes,
Okay.
And
having a company as at least one company is a really important and good thing to have.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and if I can give you a tip, because it's your first game, like don't go in debt at start. Like it's very important
you can have a little bit of debt.
because
but
yeah,
not a lot of debt.
mid game is okay because your patent worth money, like mostly at the end game.
Yes.
Like you can just use your patent because they worth so much. Like I don't know if Bat told you, but the patent worth the money of the number of color in display
Yeah.
of that the color of that.
Okay.
So in the end game, your patent worth a lot of money. So you can
So-
go in debt, but if you get stuck in debt at first, like you're gonna have a hard time.
I just want to make sure I got this right. To get this is it to get rid of debt, is that during fundraising or is it just in because it's one
It's-
capital to one
In
debt?
fundraising. yeah,
Exactly.
that's part of the-
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you try to don't have a lot more debt than capital. Like
Okay. Okay.
you can have a little bit, but if everything goes to debt, like you lose like 3-4 turn, like to get it's
Okay.
not good. Yeah. So that's it.
So yeah, we'll get started,
what
and
else?
I think for the first couple of rounds of turns, for sure, just kind of walk through the process of why you're doing what you're doing, just
Okay.
for
Mhm.
obviously for Luke's benefit, and then you let us
Okay.
know when you want us to take our hands off.
I've got another thing that he should probably
sure.
know, John, is if you look at this idea, there's these little triangles on there.
Yeah.
Those are called surge arrows. If you syndicate this idea, which would cost 0, if I syndicate that, because there are orange arrows on there, I can for free also syndicate anything above it in the market with an orange
Range.
arrow.
Oh.
And you can double surge too.
Yep. If there were, yeah.
Oh, like you can go
So
to
you
that one
syndicate
and then
that
up.
one, then you can do a yellow one.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That is
So-
important.
That's an important safety.
But it take a lot of cube. Like you have to
Yeah, yeah.
calculate how many cube you want.
Yeah. By the way, this icon right here is something that's good because that adds another cube onto your board. So you have these cubes sitting off of your board here. You don't have access to those. So getting one of those impact icons allows you to add another cube into your economy. So those are really, especially early, great impacts to get. The rest of them aren't terribly important yet, but we'll cover them as they come up.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
kick us off, Grolax.
Should we change the turn order, or
Oh yeah.
you want to play
Except
with the little?
You set
Oh
up the
yeah,
turns.
yeah. I'll set up
Yeah.
the turns.
I could do it, but I'm not.
So we start with blue, brown, pink.
I'm gonna
red.
quickly grab something to drink because I can see this is gonna be this is gonna be a lot. So I'll be
Yeah.
I'll be back in one quick second.
No problem. Okay, shall we start? Okay, so I'm gonna fundraise something you're gonna do a lot at start. You'll see.
Did you
And I'm
want to divest your
patent.
Did you want to
divest
divest your
my.
patent?
No, sir.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hire. Yes. So here. There we go.
So do you want to talk a little bit about why you did that?
With the blue player, when you fundraise and hire, like the next turn when you fundraise, everything goes to capital. So that player, I like to do it like that. And first thing you have to do in that game is to research, because you only have one patent, so nothing viable for you. So pretty much the higher move is your first move usually.
Yeah.
Because you need to make stuff viable.
And important
And
important to note here is that he hired into this space, which is labeled women's health, and it actually
worker or
it straddles the two types. So he could do either thinker or maker work from that circle, and then move it down here and gets to do it again. So that's a really prime spot for a worker, by the way.
And for a company.
One thing I don't think you mentioned, John, in the teach was if now that blue has hired here, that space is taken up. So nobody else can hire into that spot until this guy moves out.
But if somebody go there, I'm gonna need to go in no pattern there.
So you can block if I hired here, then when he does his work, if he does thinker work, he's gonna have to go here or all the way down to unemployment. Or if he does maker work, he's gonna have to go here or all the way down to unemployment.
So basically, you can only have one worker in a round. In the square, you can have a worker of each player.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so then it's your turn. So I mean, I would think that you'd start by fundraising. Yep.
Okay, and so fundraising is where I'm moving. I just want to make sure I do this right. So divestments minus. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
one
what you have to
capital
decide on
down.
is if you want to keep your patent or bring it back to your board.
I'll keep the patent. So. Okay, so then move one agent to capital for wealth, and then okay.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to make sure I walk this correct.
One down, one up. There you
and
go.
then all this goes to.
And then all the wealth goes to capital. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So that's one action, and then you get to do one more thing.
Okay, so I probably want to hire. That seems like a smart. Is hiring or researching? Seems. I'm just trying to make sure I'm. Or
yeah. You would need to hire before you research because you need an employee to research.
Yeah. So I need to hire first. I'd probably hire first.
Yep.
Let's see.
The sneaky thing about hiring is when you hire, if you just hire and leave somebody out here like this, you're effectively making it cheaper for other people to work because they're covering up a barrier. So sometimes you have to think, do I want to hire on my last action and make everybody else's life a little bit easier? That's not necessarily a big consideration now, but it can be.
I see what that means. Okay. And then that's really interesting because I think now more about like the first world compared to the developing world, or
Yeah.
Compare
Yeah,
like certain
and
ones are quicker to get through. So if you do one, it makes it a lot more efficient to jump.
and the active regime right now is globalization, so
So
it's
that makes
subsidized
it's
the
subsidized.
green one.
Yeah.
So it costs
Oh.
me 5 to research.
Yep.
As you, if you have a cube there, it costs you 4.
Yep.
Or there,
So
it costs you 4.
it's not that different.
No, but that's it.
Okay. Hmm. I guess I'm trying to think about normally when you hire, is it like you're trying to be maybe a little flexible, so something that's in the middle, and you probably want it to hire into one of these columns that.
But you're sure to research at first. Normally you want to
Yeah.
be flexible,
Okay.
but your
Yep.
first turn, it's sure you're gonna research. You cannot commercialize. So
Yeah. So you're either going to have to be in the middle or on the thinker side.
but
Okay.
you want to get maybe to a place where you can commercialize next round.
Yeah.
though.
Okay.
Well, after your
So-
research.
Okay. Well, I'll hire into the first world philosophy and see how that goes. I'm just gonna try that out. So pay 3, right?
Yep.
And then this one goes right there.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
Boom. And then I will fundraise, which brings my 2 debt up by canceling out these 2 capital. And then everything goes up to capital. And I have not thought long and hard. Let's see, I have green. Actually, I think I'm going to, as part of my divestment, I'm going to pull this cube from my patent. I'm going to divest it. So I have an extra cube. And then I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to syndicate that, paying 0. There is a surge icon, which will allow me to syndicate that. So that is my 2 actions.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Alright.
fundraise. Oh no.
I still have.
I'm
Wait,
used to
wait,
play
wait, go.
3
Yep.
people.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, you usually play
It's
with
my
3. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Don't
That's
forget
alright.
about the doctor.
Yeah. Actually, it's a great game at 2 people too. Like, love it at 2. It scale well.
I don't know. I will fundraise. Do I want to divest my patent? No, I don't. So 3 will go down, 2 will go up, so I'll get everything in capital or in capital. So that's 1. I will spend I will spend 2. Syndicate this one.
Okay.
Which gives me a surge arrow, then do that one as well. And neither of them
Okay.
has white heat on it, so I don't have to pay for that. Neither has black heat, so I don't have to do that, or I choose not to do that because there's nothing there. So then I'm done.
Okay. So fundraise. And I'm gonna research for the cost of 5. And I'm gonna take 1 patent in orange.
So just as a reminder, when you research, it's always the bottom card in the market, and then we refresh the market so it fills up. So for instance, if you were in cloud and researched, this is the card that you would research, and that whole market would fill up.
6 would fill up.
Yeah. Now, your discard, this is the discard, right? So if he wanted to, he could put this into his think tank, and we didn't cover this, the specifics of viability. So if it's in the think tank, that means orange is viable.
Yeah, I would have done it, but nothing is orange right now.
Yeah.
So
So
make no sense.
instead he chose to just take 1 orange patent. He could have taken 2 orange patents, but he just took 1. But the think tank does that. Another thing about the think tank is if you have a card that has an ability, which is that white text in the box, you also gain that ability if that card is in your think tank.
Okay.
But that's actually, we should probably just cover viability right now. So viability comes from the 2 sides of the top card that's in your think tank. You could also expend 2 patents that match the card that you're commercializing. So for instance, blue has a blue and an orange. So now he has blue-orange viability, which means that when he commercializes, he takes them off, and so they don't just stay there. And then the other viability comes in the market when new ones are added. So any 2 adjacent cards in human progress are viable. So those are the 3 ways that cards are viable for you to be able to commercialize. Now we finally got to a point where it made sense to explain that.
And when you use your think tank as a viability, it's important to know you swap the card of your think tank with the card you commercialize.
Correct.
So you lose your think tank. Yeah.
Okay.
Viability is basically knowing how to do something. Everybody wants to invent a flying car, but if you don't know how to invent a flying car, you can't invent a flying car. So let's say everybody wants surveillance currency, but not ended up in my hand. But unless you have blue and blue, you don't know how to do this. So you have to get blue and blue in some form, whether it's a blue card in your think tank or 2 blue patents, or if 2 blue cards are next to each other in the display, that just means that people have learned enough that it's sort of an obvious idea of how do I make this work. So those are your 3 ways of learning how to
and maybe one other important thing to know, like if you have a future shock in display, you're the only one can use that color for the viability. So it's very important. Like usually you try to put future shock with pair of the same color to prevent tipping point for others.
Okay.
Let's say this blue card is commercialized, and I have a cube on that card. Blue-green is now viable, but it's only viable for me because I control that blue card.
Okay.
So
yeah, and
it ends up in display.
That's true if it's
anybody but me.
If it's on the black cube, it prevents others from using it for viability. If it's on a white cube, it doesn't prevent others.
It does. Yes, it does.
Any cube. Yeah.
Any cube.
Yeah,
heat, they say.
The black just keeps you from getting nuked. Well,
yeah.
It
shield you, but
yes.
Any
cube will. Yeah.
I'll look that up while we continue.
Well then I will fundraise. And okay. And then I guess I'm curious. I want to try researching. So let's just try it.
Mhm.
So okay, so I want to make sure I did this correctly. So okay, so research is barrier or barrier times 2 if unsubsidized.
Yep.
So you always research the lowest thing, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So okay, so and then your cube stays on this then.
No, if you
Or no,
research
no,
it, his cube just gets divested. So
okay.
No, well, you get a patent for. Oh no, it's divest.
no, only
you're
if
right.
it's
It's for
only if it's
commercializing.
commercialization.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I made a mistake.
But you cannot put it
Well,
in the thing.
you wanted this for the surge as much as anything.
Well, I wanted that orange blue for viability, so I wanted them
Oh.
both, but
But you
Yeah.
I didn't consider
Yeah.
that somebody else was going to get it first.
So okay, so how much is sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I understand how much this
Yep.
costs. It costs
The barrier
Four.
cost is 2, but
2,
since you're
okay.
not subsidized, it'll be 2 times 2, which is 4.
4. Okay. Sorry,
So-
where's the barrier cost again? I'm just trying to make sure.
Just the number of stop signs.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yep.
yes.
So
yes.
if your guy was in the utility, the cost would be 3 instead
Okay.
because it's subsidized work. But if you
Ah.
research from the utility, you don't get any patent.
Interesting. Okay, so it's 4 and that goes down to the wealth.
Then you have
Yeah.
you have 2 options. You can either you actually have 3 options. You could go here, here, or all the way to unemployment. You probably want to go to one of these 2. When you're in unemployment, you're useless until you're divested or rehired back into the same
I'll keep
same
that
card.
one.
Yep,
I like the flexibility of that.
Yep, that's the word. Place to go.
And then after that, sorry.
John gets kicked out. Yep.
So
And
did
then
you?
discard? Okay.
Oh, go.
And then I need to discard this last one, and I can either put it as a think tank or I can get patents.
So we refresh the market, and then now you get to decide: do you want an orange, a blue, or both patents, or do you want it to go into your think tank, which means that all your work would be subsidized?
Subsidized. Yes. Which is a nice thing to have.
That seems good. So I'm gonna I'll take that
Yes.
into my think tank.
So now you have viability for any orange blue cards that you want to commercialize, which is really just this one right here.
Okay.
But as Rolex noted,
but
if
you had
use
it
this-
was Syndicate. You cannot put
Yes.
it on his
yeah.
think tank.
If you do use
Oh.
this to commercialize, you're going to lose that ability because it's going to go back into the market. So
But he cannot put it in his think tank because it
Because
was
the-
Syndicate.
Okay, so I can't
buy
yeah,
another
that's right.
player.
John was on there. Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah.
then this just gets discarded. I do get patents still though. Is
Yeah.
that what
Yeah.
happened? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just okay.
Blue
so
or
then-
orange or both.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna do blue, and I move my block from capital, or is it
Yeah. Always from the highest box
Okay.
that you have. Yep.
Okay. I guess what is the purpose between doing 2? Is it like you feel like you can get a lot of bang for your buck by it,
Well,
even though you lose
If you
capital
put
now?
an orange one in there, then you will have 2 forms of. You will have blue orange, and you will also have orange orange.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. We'll see how that goes. I'm
Yep.
curious to see. Okay.
All right.
So
Well,
that was
now
2, right?
I have to dig
Yeah.
myself out of this hole.
Yeah, me too. I put myself in a hole.
um. I think I'm going to hire 1, 2, 3. And I will hire here. And then I am going to fundraise. I'm actually going to pull this back. And that way I'll have all my money ready to go.
Right. 5. I'm missing a cube. I think I took this to make an example and then I put it back in my.
Oh,
Yeah, because I should have, because I fundraised and then I spend 1. I fundraised, then I spent 1, and I put 2 out. So this is how it should be,
okay.
right? Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just messing around here now. I'm going to import, and I'm going to import again.
Okay.
Fun.
Well, okay. Hmm. I'm gonna fundraise again. And actually, it's become sad to not use this beautiful space. You didn't have a cube there, Bot?
I did, but I divested it.
He divested it.
Oh, you divested it. Ah, fuck, I divest, huh?
Did you want it there?
Huh. Okay, I feel stupid. I fundraise, I don't remember how much I fundraise. Okay. I'm gonna move it there. That's it.
Well, I think I'm gonna fundraise. I don't know what I want to do with my second action. I think I'm still trying to understand what's smart.
You have blue, orange, or orange viability.
Yeah,
like,
there is this.
This card would be. Is that? Yeah, that's blue. That's really the only card.
Okay.
That one and this one.
Okay.
If you wanted to, you could actually import this card to here to make it cheaper for you. Plus, you have a. Well, actually, you already have a worker there. So you could spend a lot of money syndicating this card and then commercializing it. But that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because to get this biochips, I'd have to like import it back. Is that what I'd have to do? I'd have to import it back and then commercialize it, since it's not. I don't have a worker in that one. Or is it almost better?
You
to-
already have a
yeah.
worker there. Like if you can lose an action to import it at 3, let's say, and
But then,
syndicate it at 3.
Yeah.
But you lose the action, but at least you have the employee there to commercialize it next turn. But
And it can't be researched out from under you, and nobody can move it once you have it syndicated. So it's pretty safely yours if you were to do that.
Okay, so but I'd have to, instead of fundraising, I'd have to do the syndicate and the import as my 2 actions. Correct? Is that what?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I will do that. I'm curious. I just want to see how that goes. It might be bad, but I want to see how it goes. So I move, and that doesn't cost anything.
Nothing. Doesn't cost anything to move.
And then I'm going to syndicate. So.
You could syndicate it first because it was cheaper.
Oh, that's
right?
true. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. So I syndicate with moving that cube there, and then one of these goes to become a debt.
For what?
Yeah.
Or two.
And-
Two goes. Is
Nope.
it 2 or 1? Sorry, I'm trying to make sure.
Should just
one.
be
I think you
one.
Oh, just
move
one.
too much cube. I think you move down too much cube. You just want to syndicate it and after move it?
Well, I had. So this is how it was at the beginning. I had. This was my starting board.
So just put one
Yep.
down
One down.
One down,
And then,
okay.
and
yep,
take
you
one
wanna-
to syndicate and after you move
Yeah.
it.
Oh, okay. That
Yep.
makes sense. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you all.
All right. I am going to spend 4. I might do something else. Yeah, actually, I won't move the cubes. I'm going to import this. I'm going to move it here. And then I'm going to spend the 4 because work is subsidized in the developing world. And I'll expend my work to this utility. Grab this.
I don't think you can do that. You have to follow an arrow on the thinker side.
So that
Yeah.
it can go either way because I was here.
Ah, yeah, you know, he's right.
Or
He
what you're
was,
saying is
I
because
think you have
because
to
I'm
follow
using
that. You have to follow an arrow on the
the thinker's
right
side because I'm using
Yeah.
it as thinker work.
okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So
I
what that
didn't
would
know that actually.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't know that either. So I will take this into my think tank, I think. I'm not convinced that that's the right thing to do, but
Okay, I am going to spend 3 to hire. 1, 2, 3. And I'll hire up here. And then I will spend 2 to research. 1, 2. I will go to utility. And I will take which do I want to do? I'm going to really screw up my economy, but I'm going to take 2 blue patents.
Hmm.
Gotta
Your research,
that.
yeah. Damn, at 4 player, it's changed so much. That's okay. I'm gonna hire. Think tank. And it costs me, it could cost me 1 for my think tank instead. No, like that. Higher, and I'm gonna research for the price of 2. Think tank, and I go there.
Okay. I will. Probably better for me to fundraise and then commercialize,
Mm-hmm.
because that
Alright.
makes it that all this moves up and then it's not
Yeah.
gonna become debt.
Sorry, I didn't refresh.
Okay, so now I'm gonna commercialize. So this costs the barriers, which is 2.
Yep.
So times
And
2.
then it'll, yep. Cost
So
you 4.
4. Okay. So all these move down. And then I get this. It's kind of not.
Yep.
But
Yeah, just put it there. Yep.
and then I enact the impacts. So I get either the disease or the exoscience gap.
Mm-hmm. So now we know what's your hidden sphere.
Oh.
Typically, you're probably going to try
Usually.
to match your hidden sphere with
Uh,
the problem that you're solving, but maybe not. You might pick
Yeah,
green
maybe
because there's
not.
one green in the display right now. But those problem
Yeah.
chits are worth points, matching either the dominant sphere, either or both, and your hidden
Okay.
sphere. So now
Okay.
you choose: do you want a blue or red patent?
Oh, you get
You have to
Oh,
put.
yeah. You get to.
You need a black heat to cover.
So basically, yeah, this icon allows you
I
to
think it can
take
go on. It
take
can
a
go on white
cube.
also, I believe.
No, it's just black. I
Just
think.
black.
Oh, is it? Is it
Yeah.
black only?
Yeah.
I go put it on one of these over here.
Yeah.
Like this. But now it's in. Now it's out of my like kind of supply, and it's in there.
Yeah.
But you could
Okay.
spend
Yeah,
you could spend an action to pull that back if you wanted.
Yeah.
To.
Okay. And then what happens now goes to the display.
Yep.
You choose a color.
Actually, you have to spend your cubes for viability.
Oh yes. So I spend
Orange and blue. Yep. So those go back to your wealth box on your finance board.
okay, and then
You will get a patent. This cube is going to turn into a patent of the color you choose also. So
I'll move that
that's
back
gonna affect-
to blue. I'll do that.
Yep.
And then I will go. Sorry. Is this how you turn it?
Yep. Yeah. Then it'll align it just right. Yep.
That one, like.
Is that that's how I want to do this one.
Yep. Yes, you just put it
Yeah.
here and then hit that button. It'll shoot it right up there.
Boom.
Oh, cool.
So now green blue is viable for everyone.
Everybody. Yep.
And you need to make a phone call because you need to tell all your friends and family that you just commercialized digital microfluidic biochips.
How do you feel?
Feel great.
But that cycle that you just completed, going to commercialization, like that's what the central mechanics of the game are. It's just all about how do you manipulate and interpret the markets and get in each other's way. Like that's the rest of the game.
Now, we also have to determine if the regime changes, but since these are both different color cards, the regime is not going to change. It's still going to stand globalization because we have 2 different colors in display. So,
and just for the iconography, these 3 circles, see this one is not equal to that one, is not equal to that one. So basically 3 different colors means that the regime is globalization.
Okay.
Back to me. See if I can get things going.
and unlike other PAX games, this gap that's been created now in the market is going to stay there until somebody does some more research over here. So as you commercialize things, the market sort of clears out, and the only way to get new ideas is to research. So
Well, this is interesting. I'm gonna do it. It's really a bad idea, but I'm gonna do it. 1, 2, 3 to hire a worker. Here. And then I will spend 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing what I'm not supposed to do. Oh shoot, I have to syndicate it first. Dang it.
Maybe you just saved yourself from yourself.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, actually, no, because it's gonna cost me 3 cubes to syndicate this. That's my turn.
Well, I am going to fundraise. I will divest this guy up here. And I will fundraise again and just take that 1 down, 1 up, all up.
Okay. Boo, 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 boo.
I could have
Hmm.
been mean to you. I could have used this to get rid of your think tank, but I didn't.
You're a nice guy. I don't know you yet.
Well, I'm just
So, should I commercialize this?
Oh, I thought we were being nice.
But
kind of low on money.
it's not very useful right now because no much future shock or heat. Yeah. Well, just gonna do it like, yeah, fundraise again. Yeah, gonna put that one back.
Ah!
Oh,
Whoa.
really? Whoa, what happened?
I have no idea.
Okay. Okay, control, 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 control. Okay. So, and I'm gonna syndicate that one. Because Black doesn't have time to do it. I'm not sure he's interested to it anyway. Yeah.
I am going to divest. I'm going to take this back. And then I'm just gonna I'm gonna chill this turn. I'm just gonna fundraise.
Well, I'm going to divest this worker. And then everything will be in capital. And then I will spend 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To commercialize this. I have viability through human progress.
No.
I will spend my maker work. And then I can get, let's just say, a blue patent. Oh, I'm going to take a green patent. For reasons that will become apparent very soon.
Wait, do you do your action first?
Oh, I guess I should do that, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you're just going to
Your
get
impact.
Yeah, so these symbols basically mean that I can pull any future shock out of the display, but there are none to pull, so I will not. That's the social resilience impact. So I can divest one heat or future shock.
But you can divest heat too.
Ooh.
Yeah, not just future shock. And heat from anybody or future shock.
It doesn't look like there's any heat available, unless I can divest my own from
not
this
on,
card.
Not on this card. Yep.
Yeah, you can. We just asked Matt about that.
I thought
Because
it was
it's not in
specific that
display. It's still in the market, that card, until it get to display. So if you do by order, you could divest any heat you want. But do you want to divest
But
your
well,
white heat? I
it's
don't
not
know.
an option. It's something that I have to do, right? Or is it a may?
Ah, that's a
Allows
good
you.
question, though.
It says it allows you to divest one heat.
Hello. So yeah, it's a choice. So you could like take away some heat from your own card, but maybe you should just keep one to keep control, I
I'm gonna
guess.
take
it
one.
says it says it cannot be. It says it cannot be heat future shock on the card being commercialized
Okay, that's fair.
on G4. I've got the page up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's what that icon means. This is basically any problem that I'd like to take. So I am going to take famine. So I am solving famine with my stateless citizenship.
You're right. Okay.
I know the question you were asking though, because
Yeah.
it was in different.
It was a
I think
different
it had to do with
scenario.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
different card. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had to do it with a specific card.
And then
in the
as you
market.
might have remembered from when you did it, Luke, this basically allows me to take 2 cubes from my supply and place them on black heat cubes in the market. So I'll put one
If there were not black heat cubes out or they were all
Or-
full, what would happen?
Then you just wouldn't get
You
them.
just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Or you can do it in display too. And you have a free problem chit to take too.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
Boom. So that actually triggers a regime change because we have the bottom 3 are green, blue, green. So that means green is the majority. So we switch to the dominant sphere of developing world. Hiring is free, and all green patents are worth double. So right now, each green patent is worth 2 because there's 2 cards, but they're actually each worth 4. So I have $4 worth of value sitting right there to spend.
He's rich.
Interesting.
But now hiring is super cheap. Not just super cheap, free.
All right, now I am going to be mean. I'm going to use my special ability to
God.
this think tank.
You use an action. My God.
Yep.
Ah,
Let's see.
okay.
Hiring is free, so I might as well do it.
What was
I
your
do.
special action? Sorry, I'm trying to.
The machine ethics card
Oh, it's
allows
that one.
me
Cool.
as an action to discard any
Mm.
think tank
Interesting.
with heat
That have
icons
few-
because this had
Yeah.
the little brother heat icon.
Interesting.
I nuked it.
Yeah, interesting. So, change of plan. Hmm. Seriously. And he locked down all the good card. Hmm. Well. Uh, green. Yeah. I'm gonna move. Who's not gonna like do it? So, okay. I'm gonna do that and syndicate it for one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Have you decided which card you're going to target yet for your next commercialization?
I think so.
You don't have to tell us. I'm just like, that's kind of the next step now that you've commercialized one, is find the next card that you want to prepare to do.
Because for me to do that, yeah, this is where I'm still just there's yeah. Sorry, I'm trying just to make sure I get all the steps. It's like I think that that's this game is very much. It's like knowing how to like this is the steps you need, and then it's
Yeah.
like okay,
If I was going to
It's
make
very
if I was going to make a commercial, it would be, do you like procedures?
Yeah.
You'll love
It's about
Pax
procedures and
Transhumanity.
efficiency.
Yeah.
okay.
I think my
Sorry,
favorite thing about
just-
this game is just the big sense of reward that you get when you finally commercialize a card, and like just that big operations loop is really satisfying.
Yeah, and it's fun. And you get block and you block the other. So, like playing ping pong.
Oh, this is so interesting. Okay, so yeah, I'm just like So I need to. Is this bottom? Is this euthenics? Is that green? Is that what that one is?
Yeah.
Yes, that's green,
Okay.
green. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I am going to research in the first world, I believe. That's correct. I think.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So then to do that, I will. So I have to work. So that means this agent moves down. Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. And
And
that's just
cost-
in this unemployment thing. And then it costs.
2, it would have cost.
Okay. And then I discard the lower's most idea. This one.
And then
And
refresh the
so-
market.
Okay.
And then because it was not from a utility, you can either take patents or think tank.
Oh, one thing I didn't mention that's important is that you can't combine any of the 3 sources of viability. Like your viability has to come from all patents, from all human progress, or from your think tank on its own.
Oh, that's important. That is
Yeah.
important. Okay, that is a big. That changes. That's
Okay.
makes me
I'm
do
glad.
this immediately.
I'm glad I told you that then.
And then this goes away, right? It goes to discard.
Yep. Discard. Yep. It should be noted that these green patents now are worth
That's what I.
$4
Yes.
each. Yep.
Yeah. That's,
I will.
wait, actually, are they worth? Aren't they worth? Are they worth 8? Or what? Am I
No,
misunderstanding?
they're
'Cause-
there's two
Oh,
cards.
oh,
which means that they're
$4
worth
each. Sorry,
two.
yeah, $4
Two,
each. Yeah,
and then
yes.
doubled is 4.
Yeah,
So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
you have
4,
a total
yes,
of
yes.
you have a
8.
total of $8
Yes.
sitting there.
Yes.
It's nice to have patents that are worth something, but at some point they become, as the display gets longer, it's like they can be worth too much because
Yeah.
you know
Yeah, you lose money basically.
at some
It
point
doesn't have change.
if you've got you don't make change at all. So if you use a $12 patent to pay for something that only costs 5, eh,
I think I'm going to placate heat and then fundraise. Do I actually? I might bring this worker back. Yeah, I'm gonna bring that worker back. Taking a turn off.
that is a nasty, nasty ability to have right there.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my.
I think it's the first time I saw that one. I see that one.
I will. I will syndicate this one for 0.
Oh, I'm gonna make a patent.
I think you might.
I think I might.
Do I want to do it or not? I can let you do it, and I can make a patent.
Do it.
That's so good though.
Yeah, I'm gonna commercialize it.
Although now we can win via tycoon.
I just have to decide how I want to.
Were you gonna use the surge icon, by the way?
I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to. How do I want to pay for this? Um, I will sell my 2 blue patents. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, and also another thing to note is that if there are no cards of a certain color in the display, each patent is still worth 1.
Okay.
Ah, I didn't know
No,
that.
no, they're
It's worth
no,
0, I think.
they're worth 0.
Are you sure?
But you can sell them for 0 to get them back to your
Yeah, you
wealth.
can
Oh.
divest them.
Thought I knew the
Yeah.
rules better.
Okay,
That's
so
why you guys are here, the experts, true experts.
I can take hate groups or slums.
That show your personality.
Let's go with the hate groups.
That's good.
And then
So
I get a guy to my wealth.
yeah.
And do we want to do
Green is worth more.
yeah, but then we're giving John green, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
We're gonna do blue.
Damn.
Which means the regime
Ah,
is
it's still
going to
gonna
change.
worth double. That's good.
Yep. And research is going to be
Free?
what is it? Two. I got it.
Yeah.
Research is free.
is free.
Ah,
So,
boy.
Get your
so
patents.
oops. Yep. I have to expend my work. I will go down to here.
Boy. That doesn't help me.
Well, I can't imagine that Badger wouldn't do something that helped you.
He's blocking me every time. But he's the player just before me. But that he does well his job, I think.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. So I think I'm gonna hire with my patent. Hmm. Yeah, hire with my patent here. Boink. And I'm gonna research it. Kidding me. Yeah. No choice. So research it. Gonna cost me 2. So 1, 2. That's a loss of that, and I'm gonna get arrange a patent, and that's all. Sad, sad. There you go.
Okay. I am going to syndicate. And I'm going to fundraise. So I'll take this back.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt here to tell something to Luke.
Okay.
about one of
Uh-oh.
Now is a good time to talk about the mean things that can happen. Just kidding, because there are a lot of patents here, and
Okay.
instead, I'll just direct you to look at the Rosetta Stone up here at the impact of the 2 lightning bolts, because that can hurt people. So,
Oh my
not
gosh.
that I'm planning on hurting you or anything, but
Oh no. Oh no.
yeah,
Ah.
yeah. No, you can mess up display, and you can mess with people's patents. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Legal.
All right, John. Sorry to interrupt.
No
I just
problem.
thought I just thought with that many
Well,
patents hanging out there that it would be a good time to mention it. So
I was just wondering why you're thinking about that. What's
I,
your
it was
your
it,
inspiration?
it was only because there's so many out there. So
Yeah.
I'm not in position to nail anybody right now. So.
What do I do here? Badger has really locked up
Oh,
these
sorry, I
a lot of
didn't
these
put down
cards.
my cue.
I had a vision, John, that green blue was the place to be.
So far, it's holding up. And research is free.
Uh, Research is free. Why did I pay for research?
I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I have no
take the money
idea.
back. Yep.
Sorry. It
So
was 2. Yeah.
That one should be up there. Yep.
Yeah. Whoops.
I'm going to hire a worker, and that worker will move here. And then I will research for free. And I will take an orange patent.
Did you just syndicate this one, Luke?
Yes.
There's a white heat on there that needed to be covered.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that.
Yeah, not a problem.
So easy
So
to
hard
miss.
to see sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
It's hard to see when it's on the blue side there.
Yeah. Thank you for catching that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Huh. What do I want to do? What do I want to do?
Why don't you divest some of those syndications you have?
No, I like those.
That was really
Those
well
are
played, by the way.
it was a long-term play, and I
Yeah,
cube
was
short,
very
but
well played.
it sort of holding a hand
Yeah.
for things. So I am going to what do I want to do? What am I gonna do? I am going to syndicate that, and that cost me 2. I can either spend this, or I can go 2 into debt. I'll go 2 into debt. Then I'm going to commercialize this. So I will go there. I will. There, it's viable in display. So I will spend my patent to pay for that for 4. Cost 4. I only need 2, so that's all right. First question: do I want to get rid of John's cubes up there? The answer is no. I do not want to get rid of. But I can get rid of. I can also get rid of heap cubes in the market, right?
Yeah.
And do I want to get rid of John's cube up there? The answer is no. So that was easy. And
They'd be doing me such a favor.
we're going to change things. Oh, then I get collective identity. And we're going to go back to green. So green patent. Green patent. That up there. I honestly thought that thing would catapult off the edge if I hit the button before John.
Oh, really?
with the I don't know with the physics, but it locks it on there. So
one thing to keep in mind, Luke. One of the actually 2 of the in-game conditions, pluralization. No, is that right? One of the active regimes.
Yeah, plurality.
if you get 3 cards in a row here,
No, that's singularity. If you
Singularity.
got like 5 cards of the same color, only future shock count. And
Yeah.
if the tipping point is a paradigm, like when it's like 3 of the same color, only the future shock count.
Yeah, so each of these cubes are points if the game ends under either a paradigm shift or a singularity, which is 5 of the same colors anywhere that are adjacent. But basically in that case, those cubes are worth points. So kind of to circle back around point scoring, it's problem chits, it's future shock cubes in the display,
Yep.
and companies. It's just a matter of which ones count based on the condition that the at the end of the game is triggered.
The important thing to remember is that it will only ever be problems and companies or future shock.
Yeah.
It'll never be both. It's either going to be scoring over here or scoring based on what you've done.
Okay.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's only problem chit, or sometimes it's
Yeah.
anyway.
Most of the time it's going to be both, and the value will depend on this.
Okay.
Did
What
you
are we
finish your
getting at?
turn, or you have an?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I didn't hit the button.
Okay. Oh my God. My plan each time.
Badger is not
Shift.
pulling any punches. That's for sure.
I want the research for free. Now it's hiring for free. Nice. Very nice. Oh my
Luke
God.
is sitting on a pile of money over here.
Yeah, and
18, 20
I
$20
was
in $20 in patents. It's nice.
Yeah, now I gotta decide how I want to spend it.
Well, it ain't gonna be hiring because that's free.
so research now cost me 10 there. Nice. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So I'm gonna need to fundraise. Okay. Hi, fundraise. That guy. That guy. And Vroom. And I syndicate for 4. That's it.
Okay, I'm gonna syndicate. I'm gonna use one of these patents to pay for it. I want to syndicate this one. That's correct, right? I'm making sure.
Actually, this one would go to wealth, and then you got to take one out of capital.
Sorry.
You
Yeah,
just
sorry.
leave it there and
Anyway.
just drop one to wealth.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep. And then
You syndicate that? You need a white.
Oh yes. Gosh darn it! That freaking blue and white.
It's hard to see on there.
And you
it's
do
so hard
have
to see in TTS.
You do have the option to place cubes on the black cubes or the black boxes as well.
I don't know if I want to do that yet. I got
You
Well,
maybe should do one because it's
One,
gonna
oh,
shield with the only empty
Yeah.
one you're gonna put
The-
if you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Once
Yeah.
once you've syndicated it, you don't really have the option anymore because you can't syndicate again. You can only
that is
syndicate
true.
once. So you
want to protect it.
And your patents
Yeah,
have so
if
much money that you don't have to worry about your money right now.
yeah.
That's true. That is true. I will then hire.
For free.
Yep. And so I have to, because we're hiring, you have to go from to the top one and then go down. Correct.
Actually, you could hire into any spot.
Okay.
Yeah. Any place you want.
I'll just hire there. That's fine.
Okay.
Hire there.
All right. I'm in a bit of a pickle. I'm going to fundraise. I think I want to bring this worker back. Yeah, I'll bring this worker back. Why not? And then I will hire for free. Right there.
How much are green patents worth? Like $1 million?
3,
Six.
6.
Yep. I'm going to rehire this guy for free.
Would you be opposed to me making one small change to my turn, which is to instead of hiring here, hiring here?
Yep, no, that's fine with me.
Okay.
I can live with that. I am going to hire this guy for free. Here. And then I am going to research. And I will burn my green patent to pay for it. Costs 4. It's worth 6. Hit this and see what we come up with.
Oh, God.
I'm going to take it into my think tank. see. If I have to expend, I'll expend down here.
I'll hire for free. And I'm gonna syndicate at last for the cost of 2. And it's exactly the price of my blue patent. Viability, I use those patents. I'll go right there. Maker company. Do-do-do-do-do. There. And gain arrange patent. There you go. Guess
So-
it's gonna go arrange.
One thing to explain real quick before you put that in display. If you look at this card, Luke, the company on the impact icon says miniaturization. So miniaturization is the prime location on the space sphere. He doesn't have to put it on miniaturization. However, if the card comes out that has rocket equation on there,
Yeah, I can get bumped.
it can
Yeah,
basically
if I
bump.
would, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do there.
Yeah.
You're right.
Oh.
Why not?
Well, you're
Yeah.
doing it now, and
It
there's
comes to the same thing because I can rehire
Yeah.
in the same spot.
Basically, if
Yeah.
if there's a name on there, you can knock off somebody if they're already there.
in the same
You could just
spot. Yeah,
wipe
like this
their
one is
company out.
heat rejection. So if there was a company in heat rejection and I commercialized this, I could basically kick their company out and put my company on that spot. So it's kind of a really nuanced piece of the strategy, but you kind of want to be watching for any of the company names just to see if you have a company with it, you might be in danger.
Okay.
Now that there's a company out, we talked about how you could hire into your own company as a free action. You can also now hire into this blue company if you want. It still costs you 3, but since you're in a company,
I
that
can
work will
use
be
you.
that work will be syndicated. So if you hired into here, you could work in space for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The problem with that is if you hire into there and you leave that cube on this company, the company owner can use your guy to do work.
Oh, interesting.
If you want to do it, you need to hire in there and use it right away. Most
Yeah.
of the time.
Interesting.
Like hire and research or
Unless you're working together to screw somebody else over,
Interesting.
which sometimes works. But
Okay, I'm going to hire for free. Right
Nope.
there.
yeah, we're at the no, we're it's
Oh,
no
sorry.
longer
Oh,
for
sorry. I
free.
missed
Yeah,
that.
No,
Sorry.
we changed the
We did change it.
regime.
Okay, so
oh, we're back
okay.
to globalization.
station.
Yes.
Okay, so how much? So these cost 1, 2, 3 now, and oh, cool.
Yeah, those
Perfect.
are no longer.
Hey, but that's like 1-to-1 right there, so I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yep.
And then
Well, you got a lot of cubes out.
I do.
Where are all the cubes?
Many of them are locked
Yeah.
up here.
Let me just say what I want to do this second action. Sorry. I will move that here.
Oh, you just crushed me.
You were gonna
Yeah.
research it, huh?
However,
Me too. I was thinking about it with my company.
So I'm actually going to move it back, and then I will pay 1 to syndicate it, and that'll be my turn.
Should note also, Luke, that you're the only one that has this viability green-orange in the display because you've got your black cube on there now. So you sort of have,
yeah.
you sort of have a leg up on everyone in that regard. Well, I haven't done this for a long time. I'm going to fundraise. I'm going to divest this gold patent, which has done nothing for me the whole game. And I'm going to fundraise again. So they'll all end up upstairs.
Hmm. I'll fundraise. One, two. Still expensive, huh? Cause 6. 3 too higher. Yeah, I hire in my company. And I fundraise again.
Okay. I'm gonna move this. And then I'm gonna research. So this will cost in this columns, this will cost 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, which I will spend this patent. Grab this. I'm gonna take it down my think tank. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to grab that to my hand. And that's correct. That's everything, right? I'm gonna make sure. Oh, and we just need to refresh
yeah.
the gap.
Yeah, research.
And then you have to move your
Tipping point.
Oh yes,
have
and I need to
your-
move this
move
down.
your
Yep.
guy down to
I'll move it down.
their unemployment.
Move it to there.
And so yeah, the tipping point, basically what that does is first you what do you research it? I mean, it's commercialized the same way where you
Yep. If you
you
commercialize
syndicate
this,
it.
the game ends. Yep.
And then basically it blows up.
It'll blow up orange, which isn't going to hurt. Well, it would blow up that company.
But no, because I have no black.
No, yeah, there's no black heat
For now.
for now. Yep.
And then yeah, that so basically if this card gets commercialized, whatever the current dominant sphere is or active regime is the game condition ending that we would calculate our scoring. So
Okay.
So we're looking at right now we're in globalization, which means if the game were to end right now, we would each score 1 VP per problem and company in your hidden sphere and 2 VP per problem and company in the dominant sphere.
There is none, though.
Wait, am I
There
doing
is
that
no
right?
dominant sphere.
Oh,
So
globalization. It's just your hidden sphere.
Yep. And the tiebreaker, let's say John and I both had green, or let's say we all three had green.
Mhm.
So we'd each have 1 point. The tiebreaker is whoever has the most capital.
And
Okay.
if it have another tie, it's 12.
It's whoever has the most wealth. And if it's still tied, everybody hugs and goes home happy.
Okay.
So I have to spend 6. This is really painful. So I'm going to commercialize. I'm going to spend 3 and then 4, 5, 6. That's ugly. And then I will spend this maker work. But it is subsidized, so that was at least helpful.
Yep.
And
you're
then
earning your patents.
I will
or-
be using these patents for viability. And then obviously this will be divested because I won't get a patent. And then I will take, what is that, slums? I will solve the problem of slums. And I will get an additional agent. And I am going to keep this train moving with green.
So this card is kind of worthless now. Or
Which one?
Diminished. This one. It has diminished usefulness because the slums are gone and the famine is gone.
Yeah, but you have a stronghold on companies through your blue-green, I don't know, monopoly? Is that what we would call it?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
Good, because I don't either.
I got lots of money.
Oh, okay. I just checked regime. It should be green, which it is.
Yeah, I changed it. This seems like a dangerous state of affairs, so I'm going to use my special ability here to mess with Luke.
Oh
Or Luke.
no.
That's one action.
It really stinks.
And for my second action,
If you want to get back at him, you just have to go into space and research that card.
That's so expensive.
Well,
that's why I
hiring
put it
is
there.
free. Blue could do it because blue's subsidized.
Yeah, for 6. And yeah.
I mean, we gotta
For
work
4.
together.
For 4.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
4.
just.
I am going to research this baby.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one there. Yes, it is. And I'm going to take 2 green patents because they worth monies.
Oh, that is so nice. So I'll move that here, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna research it.
Yep.
And is it white heat or black heat we can destroy? Wait. No, my God.
Any heat, yes. Yeah, I don't know if you want to do that.
Okay, that's change a bit. That power. Okay,
What did I miss?
enough of
Well, this is such a good. It's such a good.
the best
Such
card
a
of
good
the game.
ability, but I can just wipe it out. So
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it. I thought it was the black heat. Okay. You need to go, but you're slowing me down since the beginning. Hmm.
How quick does a game of transhumanity like because I see the tipping points out, but like how many tipping points are there in the
There are
Four,
There's
there are
four.
four tipping points.
And
One,
there's
and
one
10.
orange, one green, one blue, one yellow.
Okay.
And there's 10 more cards left to come out into the market. So, like, we're almost out of cards anyway.
But
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
yeah,
these. It seems like it's gonna end or like get close to an end state sooner
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
rather than later.
and the tipping points could be anywhere in these 10. It's not
Okay.
seated any more than just the bottom half. So if somebody were to research, say, in space, I mean, you could see 2 or 3 more come out just like that.
Okay.
1 or 2 or 3. You know.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm just trying to think through stuff. So I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, this seems like we're getting close to the end of this. So.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at it, like I like where I'm sitting with my 2 problem chits in my dominant sphere. I also like the fact that I have the win if it goes to Future Shock. So like I'm trying to see if we can push to globalization, which is 3 different colors in the cutting edge. I don't know if we talked about the cutting edge is the bottom 3 of the display. Or
I
if
read
all 3 are
the thing.
the same in the display, then paradigm shift would also be good for me because of the cubes that I have right now. That might change, but that's kind of how I'm thinking about it.
So my first move is to research this. Yes.
Yep. Hit that button. See how many we get.
It's like damn thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna syndicate a green pattern worth
Yep.
so much.
You can hit the button first to see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you've
yeah,
researched because it might change
yeah,
your.
yeah.
There's a blue tipping. Oh, there's a yellow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also important to remember that when you commercialize tipping point, it doesn't actually make it into the display. So it doesn't affect the color
Yeah,
of
it doesn't change the.
No.
Are you saying no?
I'm gonna use my green pattern to syndicate that one.
Whoa.
It makes sense one day. Okay.
Gonna hire there. If we and
Oh, sorry. I have to put white.
I think I will fundraise. So I'm gonna grab this guy. Okay. Those 2 up there. That's my turn.
Oh, what can I do? Hmm. I am going to start by fundraising, and then I will hire. I'm stuck. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. And then at some point, Cthulhu comes out and wrecks everything.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
See, Badger's got that yellow in the think tank ready to hit that tipping point.
Yeah, but I think that's probably only helping you, isn't it? We don't want it to end now. We want this to change.
Well,
Don't.
yeah, I guess it helps
Right?
me
Yeah,
some.
I mean, that's 4 points.
I don't think so.
Each developing world problem.
Hidden Sphere is
just 1, and these are worth 2. Because
because it's green. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
worth 2, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6 for me. So yeah, green is how I would
Yeah.
like it to end.
and yes, so we need to not let it end. I don't know that we. You could play some really fun games with these 2.
Oh wow, the non-invasive.
That's cool. Wow, that's so
That's
good.
I'm sorry, I'm taking so long.
Give me more time to think.
Problem with this one is it effectively costs you 3 cubes to use it. Um, I'm going to use this action. And I am going to rearrange the cutting edge. I'm going to take this one out and this one out, and I'm going to change them around so that this one goes up there. So Luke has green now. And this one will go on the bottom. So that's one. My second, I will syndicate this one. That costs 2. So I will go 1 and 2 and that there. And I'm done.
I can use the if I commercialize this, I can use the action before, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, logically. So
But I don't think you have viability for it, right? Not yet.
I got blue
Oh, you got the
blue
patents. Yep.
yeah. So I'm gonna fundraise. Yeah, fundraise. I'm gonna free hire, free action.
For
There.
free. Yep.
Yeah, for free. And for 5, I'm gonna commercialize it. With oh no, wait. I can put my patent first. Oh yeah,
Patents
come to that.
first. Yep. Yep.
Patent first. Commercialize it. 5.
5. Money.
And because I need the patent, it's gonna give me arrange patent. And I'm gonna take arrange company. Maker side.
Ooh, that's not good.
Orange side. And what do you know? But he got his power. That's so bad. And the only one can do arrange.
Phew.
We're gonna rearrange. You can rearrange even if they have like
Well, I mean, it's not
virtual
that
15,
valuable
huh?
just because it's still orange, orange, green.
Yeah,
Commercialization costs 0.
No, it's just
yeah.
subsidized.
Oh, it's
Subsidized, but
I saw
Yeah.
commercialization. I just went
Yeah.
with it.
uh,
Oh,
so that's it for my yeah, I have to move that dude. No choice there. There you go.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna research. Okay, so this will just move there, and then I will spend this for that would be 4, right? 1, 2. That's 4, and I need to spend 10.
Yep.
So I'll spend this one as well for another
was that 1?
2.
2.
2.
2? Okay.
6.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Bendy.
Yes. Yes. But this is a little bit better than what it was before.
Can I actually steer you in another direction
Okay.
that gets you the same result
Okay.
without spending 10? And that is to
Okay.
spend 1 to syndicate this card. And then this card's ability allows you to basically pay market cost. Your import action will move the targeted card into your think tank. So then you can pay 4 to put this card into your think tank.
Okay, that makes sense. So move 1, syndicate. Okay. So then I'll just pay 4 and do that.
Yeah. Did you pay 4? Where did the 4
Yes,
come
I
from?
just from the I
From
took my
his-
patent off.
His
I took-
orange patent.
Oh, yeah, they're
Yep.
worth 4. Got it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that was a much cheaper way for you to basically end
Yes.
up with that in your think tank.
Yep. Okay.
Which actually, that's what
then-
I was going to do.
Well, thank you for.
But I thought you'd like to know that.
Okay, so that by paying. So I effectively. So I imported and syndicated. So that's my 2 actions.
Did you have work that you had moved your worker down because now you don't need
Oh
to?
yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so it goes back up.
Okay. What do I want to do? So I'm going to spend 2. No, I don't. I'll fundraise first, so that way I can unlock all this debt. And do I want to bring anything back? Sure, I'll bring that one back. Then I'll spend 2. Syndicate this card. So I'm actually going to do the same thing that I intended on doing anyway.
Well.
I'm ready for a tiebreaker. I got all my capital.
I'm going to hire a guy. I need to do this or we might end up screwed. So I'm going to syndicate there, and that costs 2. I'll burn a green patent to do that. Let me think. Yep, I'm going to change what I'm doing here. It's probably going to cost us, but that's all right. I'm going to hire there for 3. I will spend a patent to do that. And then I will syndicate, which costs 4. Commercial, it's subsidized. So I will spend. And that's worth 4, right?
Yep.
Green. Yeah.
So obviously it's going to become a yellow patent. And I get mental health. And I get a maker company.
One action short.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I'm one action short. So does it worth it?
The other thing I was going to do is I was going to syndicate this, and then I was just going to import this into my think tank. Oops, I have to put this
No, you cannot.
there because
You,
that's my viability.
yeah. You cannot import the tipping point, it says.
Oh, you can't. You
Uh,
can't import a tipping point.
is it? It's not written on the card, right?
No, you can't. You have to syndicate it to research it, but you can
yeah.
import it. So I was going to
You know,
import it
the
into my
other
think
one, you
tank
cannot.
and and then
Yeah.
just get. But
So
then
I'm
if I
gonna.
did that, I couldn't. If I did that, I was going to lose my ability to.
Well, so sad. Well, I try it anyway. I don't see. When you play 4 players, it's different.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I haven't played 4 players before.
No, me too. It's 3-player max I play. So I'm gonna use my patent to syndicate it. And fundraise again, because I don't have any money. Is it? Yeah. Because hiring and commercializing is not cheap. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to fundraise. So- And then I'm going to commercialize. Yep. So let's go.
Yeah.
Spend this one first, which counts for 2, and I need to get what 3?
Yep.
So 1 more, and so then hello.
Bring in the pain.
Okay, so impact. So I'm choosing. You can guess what I'm choosing.
Yellow.
What? Yes, obviously yellow.
Okay. And that, if I remember
so-
correctly, that has to match the color that you're going to put
In
showing.
display.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you choose yellow, then the problem is it's
Oh,
gonna
you have to destroy one yellow, so it's
it's gonna
orange.
destroy a yellow. Yep. Oh wait.
Because wait, I just want to make sure I'm thinking about this correctly. Because if I choose, obviously, if I do blue, it's not going to be able to do the There's one card that gets destroyed in display, but it doesn't do anything to the patents. But
No
these
patents would, right.
These cubes though can score me points then, right?
No, it
No,
is.
not yet.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. They won't because of the end
Yeah.
goal condition unless we
If-
change the.
Yeah.
That's it.
If it's
They-
more
they-
important to you to get, if it's more important, if you put this on yellow, basically the display is not going to change. It's just going to be orange, orange, yellow again because this card has to leave. So if it's important to you to change display, you want to go with blue.
I think
And then
that's
you'll-
what actually I want.
Yeah, this is the smart thing to do, because if not, I'm probably gonna win.
Yep.
But I have 2 other players to stop me. But so
I'm gonna go there.
And then you will get a blue patent.
Oh
but you have to destroy that one or that one.
Does it? It can be the later one, I think.
You should, yeah.
Actually, you should do this one.
That one,
Yeah.
because after
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you block blue green from.
Yeah,
from me.
I'll do that one. I can't grab it, but that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You want to
unlock
get rid
it.
of the top one?
Yeah.
Got it.
And then okay,
Select.
so and then the last thing I do, or I need to grab one of these problem shits.
Yep. Pull anyone you want.
And I think you got a blue company out of that too.
I do.
A blue thinker. Yep.
Yeah, Blue Thinker Company. Dang. That might
And it's globalization. So the hidden sphere count now on the
um I'm not exactly sure what I can do. That is tough. I'm going to move this. Or actually, I can just pay market cost and then I get this in my think tank.
Yep. Except the ability is deactivated. in the
Yeah.
think tank. If
I'm
that's-
more interested in
if,
the
if you just want the
yeah.
if you're
And then one, two, three, four. Cost me 8. That's a lot. Two, three. That's too expensive. Sure, I'll just fundraise. Or actually, you know what? I'll hire. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Hmm.
I'm going to fundraise. So I'm going to divest. I'm going to divest. To divest. Anything else I can divest? I can divest this one too. I don't want to divest that one though. So that might still be useful. So that's divested those. Those go up there. I can free hire into my company for 3. And then let's do it. I'm gonna research, which costs me 2. I'm just gonna take that into my think tank. Hit the button. Why did it stop? Oh, because this is the plurality card, right? No, it's not
Nope.
the plurality card. Oh, maybe this is in the way.
Yeah, must be. Oh, yeah, maybe in the way again a bit.
Maybe it.
Yeah.
And then I could rehire if I wanted to, right? For
Yeah.
3 more.
Yeah. With the same dude there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it. 1, 2, 3. Done.
Well, I think I won. Your company. Yeah. I think I won. So I'm gonna move that here. Hire for 3. 1, 2, 3. In the maker. I commercialize it, the tipping point. Commercialize for 4. It's viable in display for me. So no black heat uncover, so no explosion. I take arrange shit.
3 points for you.
Yeah, and it's only the
Only the hidden sphere. Yep.
the hidden sphere, and nobody have like 3 point in one thing. So
I only have 2.
yeah.
Good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
very.
I should have gotten rid of that when I had the chance.
Actually, like, globalization was good for me too, like, because
Yeah.
you always have to think that the tipping point give you one shit.
Yes. Yep.
So we were all like around 2 point in each sphere. Like, I didn't know your hidden sphere, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I could not get a company down. That was definitely a big problem.
Yeah.
Well,
Company.
yeah.
Like,
So
my main goal at art, like.
tell us what you
so-
think, Luke.
For learning this game, and like honestly, like obviously you all 3 have played. I thought it wasn't too bad of like the length of teach/play through for the first time, and like I definitely there's a lot to I still like am like I was getting slowly, but I was starting to really see how the kind of like the procedure, how the loop was working, things like that, and what stunk was when I lost the that one card I got to my think tank like a few turns ago. That really slowed me down because I was like, "Oh, dang it!" Like,
that some power are so good, like.
yeah, but that was I did like it though. I thought it's really interesting. It's cool this kind of just idea of buying cards from this market, but then you're worrying about what's in the display and like the different how it shifts and what is actually going to score you points and what isn't. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, I should have. I was stuck
The-
between commercializing to get this, and I
Mhm.
should have just nuked that. I should have just nuked that tipping point when I had the chance. Just taken it into my
I was like, oh my god, he's gonna research. Yes, yes.
yeah. I was just gonna syndicate this one and then pay the cost to move it into my think tank, and then it would never see the light of day again. But then I was screwed because I didn't really have. I needed to be getting the yellow, and I didn't really have ways to get yellow because there was no viability in display for anything that
Yeah.
was going to give me yellow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's the end game is the most interesting thing about that game. Like it's just so short. You're too action limited, and
yes,
it's so tight.
Yeah, limited to 2 actions, you're just like you have to be really smart because you can be like screwed over if you don't think about how your
that's
turn.
why it's important to get a company too,
Yeah.
because
That's the
It's
that's the
game
only
changer,
third
like-
action that you can take.
yeah,
Yeah.
and having that worker is essential to doing everything else. So you can really short circuit the loop down to 2 steps instead of 3 steps. Really, I mean,
Mm. And some power, like the power that I had to be able to do maker work, but in
Yes.
any sphere when you have a company, like that's huge.
Yep.
That's some combination of power, like, and it's no, it's a cool game. Love it. Well,
Awesome. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us, everybody.
Yep.
For I mean, that's pretty cool. A 4-player game of Pax Transhumanity. I didn't think that was going to happen.
it's my first. The stuff changed so much. Like I used
Yeah.
to play 2 people and sometimes 3, and 2 people is really like a ping pong game. Like you know exactly what the other gonna do. But at 4 people, like to try to understand every other player, like it's you go nuts. Like it's like yeah, but it's very fun. Mm. Well, I'm going to sleep now. So
Cool.
Good night.
oh my god. So nice game. Nice playing
Yep.
with you.
Great game.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody, and
Bye.
we will see you next time. And I want to put this up on the on YouTube as a teach, just because we did get to do the teach. So thanks for volunteering for that, Luke.
Well, thank you for teaching. That was super fun to learn.
Awesome. We'll see you next time.
Good.
Have a
See
good
ya.
night, everyone.
Yep. Good night, Luke.